Hello, my esteemed viewers. In this tutorial, we will clearly explain some of the widely used string functions. And as you know, this is in sequel to tutorial number 1 on strings. In tutorial number 1, I would suggest all my respected viewers to go through tutorial 1 before they listen to tutorial number 2. And in this tutorial, we will go through some of the widely used string functions, namely string copy function, that is copying one string into the other, string length function, finding the length of a given string or finding the length of a string, string comparison, comparing two strings for their identity or identical nature or different nature, and string concatenation function. That means we will go through these 4 functions which are widely used in programming circles involving strings, and for the other functions we will take up other functions will be taken up in the next tutorial that's going to come up soon. C language library provides a rich set of functions for performing operations on strings. The functions are defined in string.h header file. You may please recall that string is nothing but an array of characters, anything and everything that are printable. The string copy function, this is the very first function, a very simple function. This function makes a copy of one string into an empty string variable. And here the empty string variable, this is the syntax of this string copy function. String copy functions will have 2 parameters. One is the target string, which is an empty string, and the other one is the source string. Source string will have the string literal or the string constant stored in it, and it will be copied into target string, which should be empty. And if this is not empty, on the other hand, if target string is not empty, whatever that is available in the target string will be overwritten by whatever that is being copied by the source string. It is also possible to copy a literal into an empty string variable, as it is done over here. String copy name, this is the variable string variable name, and what goes is a string constant Jayaram, that is the string constant which will go and sit into this. We would chain together a series of string copy functions. This is also possible. String copy name1, this is the string variable 1, and here we do a string copying of Jayaram into, of course a double quote is missing over here, it should be there. So the string constant, that is string literal Jayaram, is copied into name2, and name2 will be filled up with Jayaram, and name1 is empty, and it will be copied to name1. So what name2 and name1 will have is ultimately the string literal, that is Jayaram. And we will do this in the form of a program. We need to include, very importantly, string.h, which is included over here. So we declare 2 strings, target string and source string. Source string will contain the string constant that is to be copied to target string. In puts, we are using puts function, enter the source string. There is a brevity in using puts over here hereafter, and whenever we need to make use of control characters like /n and /c, /s, etc. we need to use printf, otherwise a puts function will go very well. Get as source, this will get the contents for the source. Okay, and string copy target comma source, the duplicate copy of the string is put as target. So now target contains whatever the string constant that we are given for the source. We will restrict the length of the string to be copied. Okay, if the case needs that the string that is to be copied into another string is to be restricted. For example, here string 1 is capable of holding only 10 characters, while string 2 contains more than 10 characters. In such a case, we should take care to see that whatever that is accommodable in string 1 is to be placed in string 1, and rest of the remaining characters will just go away. Integer length, we need to find the length of the string. Okay, printf enter your name, string 2 because that is to be filled with a string constant, string n copy, okay, number of characters that is defined by size of string 1, okay, this is size of string 1, whatever the size of the string 1 is. As you know, size of a string is nothing but the number of characters in bytes, of course. String 1 is empty, string 2 is a thing which contains more than the characters more than what string 1 can hold. Therefore you are just cutting across by telling size of string 1, that is only 10 characters can go and sit in string 1, and 10 characters are drawn from string 2 from in a left to right fashion. So string 1 is string 1, okay. Now string 1, after the copying, it will be string 1. Now and there is a running of the program is being run and its output is printed. Enter your name, something like enter the string. It should have been twinkle twinkle. Okay, string 1 is twinkle. See, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, space is 8 9 and 10, and you can see string 1 can hold only 10 characters and it is being delimited by string 1. We can also do other way around. If we really know the number of characters that can be placed in string 1, and the string n copy function can be something like this also. str n cpy, the string copy, okay. We can have string 1 string string 1 comma string 2 is the source and it is longer, let us assume string 2, and we can just say 10. This is also possible, or we can just say 2, we can just say 3, as the situation demands. Okay, program 3, copying source string into the target string without using built-in function. Here exactly we need to do some program. Okay, this is a real work. Okay, stdio.h is included, canio is included in order to hit the get ch key. Okay, in order to hold the answer for a while over the screen. String h is included, it should be necessarily included. Character target, which can consume 15 characters, which is capable of holding 15 characters, and source will also hold 15 characters. INJ for running loops, okay, in order to take account of number of characters in target 1 and source 1. Okay, they are loop indices, and we will see how exactly they are being used. Enter the source string. First of all, source string is to be given, I is set to 0, while source of I, because source contains the string that you have just recently entered, maybe your name, source of I not equal to 0, not equal to null character, till the null character is reached. Target I, okay, is to be filled character by character by source I. Okay, source 0, source 1, source 0 will go to target 0, source 1 will go to target 1, like this. Target 1, target is being the string which is being empty, is filled by just sending character by character, okay, of the string available in source, and I is incremented. At the end, what we get is the last character. Since target I is filled not through a console function, not through a standard input function like scanf or getS, the last character should be necessarily stuffed with null character. Otherwise, some funny things will be seen, and it is wrong to do that. Okay, I repeat, target I is being filled character by character by drawing characters sequentially from source. Source contains the input string that is given by the user. Therefore, target I is synthetically generated, and it is not being generated through standard input devices. Therefore, and it is not a standard input function also. Therefore, target I, the last character is to be, it must be the null character. It is being forcefully introduced. The copy of the original string is target. enter the source string Jayaram. The copy of the original string is Jayaram. Of course, this is driven out of the target. This is what exactly source contains. The string length function. This function finds the length of the string, that is the number of characters in the string up to but not including the first null character. Okay, in Jayaram the length should be 7 because J1 A Y A R A M 7. The last character is not included. But anyway, the capacity of the string is concerned, it should be 7 plus 1 as we have discussed in our first tutorial. So example, integer length is to be declared, length equal to string length Jayaram, it will give us 7, length equal to string length, this is actually null string. Okay, only double quotes are placed without anything in between, therefore length should be equal to 0. Now finding the string length by meticulously using the function, and we have included everything. Character name, that is the name of the string variable. So here name is the name of the string variable, and integer length we need to calculate this only, therefore this is a variable, integer variable. Printf, enter your name, so getS name. Okay, we are taking the name through getS. As we have discussed earlier, it is wrong to use scanf because scanf will be delimited as soon as it encounters the white space. Therefore, if at all we want to enter a sentence, then getS is the best. Then sentence are the string consisting of many words with spaces in between. So length equal to string length name. Okay, so whatever your name is percentages, its length is percentage d, name comma length, and it is enter your name Jayaram Rao. Your name is Jayaram Rao, its length is 11. So what it is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, space is 8 9 10 11. It has come exactly. Now finding the length of the string without using a built-in function, there is a challenge in this program because we are not at all using any built-in string function in order to find out the length of the given string. So we have declared two variables, integer I and length. Both of them are equated to 0. Maybe they will be used in the further in a loop, and this will have the length of the string with it. Okay, character name 15, clear screen. What is your name? So name will be taken into the memory, while name of I not equal to 0. Okay, as long as the null character is not reached in this particular string, which has already been given by the user, length plus plus, length is set to 0 over here. Okay, as and when every character is accessed, length will be increased, okay, progressively, and I plus plus, I will also be incremented because we should go to next character and next character in a sequential manner. This will have the total length of the string, while this is enabled in order to run the while loop. Printf, the length of percentages equal to percentage d, name, here the length of the string name will be, the string constant will be filled up over here, and here the length as an integer value will be placed over here. We can see the output, okay, in order to understand this particular program. What is your name? M.A.Jayaram. So here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11, the length of M.A.Jayaram equal to 11. So here M.A.Jayaram surfaces, and here the number of characters or the length of the string is placed over here. The string comparison function. This function compares two strings. It returns 0 if both the strings are identical, a positive value if the first string is greater than the second string, and a negative value if the first string is lesser than the second one. You can just understand this with a typical example. Let this be the string 1, Jayaram with a null character at the end. String 2 is Joyram, Jayaram. This is Jayaram. The string comparison function compares each and every character of the string. So J and J is compared, they are equal, they are identical. A is compared with 0. So A has an ASCII value, since it is capital A, it has an ASCII value of 65, while O will have its own ASCII value. So anyway, the numerical difference between is 1 minus whatever the ASCII value that O carries, capital O carries. So therefore, here is a difference. Here is a difference. Since this is 1 and this is much more than 1, maybe 15, okay, therefore 1 minus 15, it will give us minus value. Therefore if the string is at the higher order in the arrangement of a dictionary, then if the first string is of the lower order as it is arranged in a dictionary, then what we get is the numerical difference is always negative. On the other hand, if Jayaram had to be the first string variable, first string constant, and this were to be second string constant, we would have got positive value. So difference equal to, then for now we can say that this string is lesser than this string, or this string is larger than this string. Difference equal to ASCII value of A minus ASCII value of O, therefore 65 minus 80, that's equal to minus 14. So I think at this point we need to recall that uppercase alphabets will have 60 starting from 65 to 90, while lowercase will have 97 to 122, and 0 to 9 is 48 to 57, and the space or white space will be 32. Anyway, there is no need to mug up this, or there is no need to remember always. Anyway, this is a point that is to be told as to how comparison happens, as to what that is being compared. It is only the ASCII value of the particular alphabet or particular character that is printable character that will be compared, and this is a numerical difference. Therefore, string comparison function may return either 0 if the strings are identical. It may return minus if the first string is alphabetically superior when compared to the next string, or it may return positive value if the first string is alphabetically inferior to the second string. Anyway, we can never use any of the relational operators directly when we want to compare. It's a very important thing that to remember. It is wrong to use. If string 1 equal to string 2, it carries no meaning. Okay. Instead of this, we can just say if string CMP, okay, string 1 comma string 2 equal to 0. That is a better thing, because whenever comparison are to be made between two strings, it is only a string comparison function that is to be used. It is wrong to assign a string to an empty variable. So name equal to Jayaram, name 1 equal to name 2. You cannot do like this within a program. Okay, you should have the array symbol. Here name 1 equal to name 2. We are just assigning name 2 to name 1. This is simply impossible as far as strings are concerned. In order to assign name 2 to name 1, we need to do string copy. Okay, we will compare the strings by straightforward using the string comparison function directly. So string 1 is 15, string 2 is 15. Then difference, enter the string 1, enter string 2, difference equal to string comparison string 1 comma string 2. The difference between strings is percentage d, that is difference. So enter string 1 Jayaram Rao, enter string Jayaram. Anyway, the difference between the string is 32 because the comparison of the space will be compared with the last character of this, because all the other things are correct. The space will be compared with this. This space will carry 32, and here it will find the null character. So 32 minus 0 will be equal to 32. Comparing strings without using built-in function. Yeah, in the previous program we saw how exactly built-in function is readily used, but here we will write the program to simulate comparison of the string. So string 1 15, string 2 15, and we have used several integer variables, and we assign all of them to be equal to 0 for a specific purpose in the beginning, and we will see as soon as it comes. Okay, clear screen. Enter the string 1 is entered, enter string 2 is entered. By using getS, as you know, we can enter any type of the string up to a maximum of 509 characters. Okay. Therefore, so we are finding the length while string 1 of I not reaching the null character till the last character, null character of the string 1 is reached. Go on counting then how many number of characters by just putting len1 plus plus. This is to run the while loop, while this is to gather the length of the string. In the same token, string 2 length is also concerned. String 2 length is also found out indirectly without using the string function, that is string length. So len1 carries the length of string 1, length 2 carries length of string 2. If length 1 not equal to length 2, they fail miserably because their lengths are not equal. Okay, strings are of unequal length. Okay, so this will be printed and it will stay there for over a screen for a while, and it will break out. Now, if len1 not equal to len2, strings are of unequal length. Okay, we have printed else I equal to 0. Okay, I equal to 0. We are comparing character by character. Okay, string 1 of I. Okay, still string 1 does not reach the null character. If string 1 of I, string 1 of 0 is not equal to string 2 of 0, or anywhere if this condition is met, then strings definitely will not be identical. I repeat, string anywhere within the strings, because else will work if and only if both the strings are of equal length. Therefore I is only chosen. Okay, string 1 of I not equal to string 2 of I, that is string 1 of 0 not equal to string 2 of 0, or anywhere this non-equality is reached, then there is no fun in comparing further. Therefore this clue is enough that we should come out by declaring strings are not identical. Okay, strings are not identical will be printed, and it will be there over a screen till we hit a key. Then the control will just break away forcefully, and if this doesn't happen, I should be incremented, and you should compare the second character, third character, and so on and so forth. Put as strings are identical. Okay, enter string 1, twinkle twinkle. Enter string 2, twinkle. Strings are of unequal length. Okay, the string cat function, that is string concatenation function. Concatenate means to just join. This function concatenates or joins two different strings and makes it a one string. Okay, now here string copy str1 equal to Jaya and string copy str2 equal to Ram. Okay, so string 1 contains JAYA and string 2 contains RAM, and when we use this string cat, string 1 comma string 2, what we get is in string 1 will be concatenated with Ram, therefore it becomes Jayaram. Therefore, a very important clue to remember here is whenever we try to concatenate one string in the other, this is the target string, which is to be, we should find the concatenated version of string 2 or the contents concatenated to string 1. Therefore, string 1 is going to be much longer. Therefore, a programmer should take care to see that the size of string 1, the first string, okay, to be concatenated with the other string should be much bigger than the second string. That is shown over here. Okay, concatenation function is directly straightforwardly implemented over here. Okay, since get ch is there, I think we need to include conio.h. okay, it's a very important thing. Anyway, we have been doing this programs, therefore here and there something will be missing, but we should take care to see that everything is entered, otherwise the get ch will never work. Okay, concatenation of two strings. Okay, this we will see. So we have read string 1 and we have read string 2, and we are concatenating string 1 to string 2. Anyway, there is no danger associated because string 1 is much longer than string 2, and it is the output of the program after running. Enter the string 1, fun with. Enter string 2, computers. Okay, now string 1 becomes fun with computers. Okay, concatenation of two strings without using string function. So this is a challenging program. Okay, anyway, we will just go through that. String 1 30, string 2 10. Anyway, this can accommodate some or whatever we are going to give for string 2, whatever the string constant available in string 2. So length 1 for this, length 2 for this. So length 1 and length 2 equal to 0. So enter string 1, get a string 1. Okay, string 1 is entered. Enter string 2 to be concatenated. Get a string 2. Now finding the length of the string 1, because it is after the completion of the string 1 length, this is to be concatenated. Therefore we need to find where the end of string 1 is. Okay, string 1 end is available at its length. It's very simple. So while string 1 of length 1 not equal to null character, okay, till the end of string 1 is reached, go on incrementing length. So what exactly this len 1 it should be, what exactly len 1 contains is the length of the first string, which is to be concatenated with the second string. Okay, so len 1 at this point, soon after we will leave while loop, actually len 1 will be incremented, we will have incremented, and it is the position of null character. Therefore whenever we try to concatenate, okay, the null character of string 1 will be overwritten with the first character of the string 2. Okay, now string 2 length 2 not equal to null character, because length 2 also we have calculated. Okay, length 1 we have calculated. Okay, string 2 of length 2 is set to 0. Okay, as long as the null character of string 2 is reached, go on adding one character by one character to string 1 starting from its length 1. Length 1 is the last character of string 1. So string 1 of length 1, let us say this is 7. String 1 7 equal to string 2 0. Okay, string 1 of 8 equal to string 2 of 1. Like this, one character by one character, the string 1 will be filled after len 1 is reached. Okay, so therefore this is the thing. Anyway, string 1 is being filled up synthetically. String 1 is not generated by standard input function. Okay, it is being filled character by character, taking the characters from string 2. The last character is to be forcefully placed, which is the null character. So string 1 of length 1, after incrementation, several incrementations, we would have reached the last position of string 1, and to this last position we will just append null character. So concatenated string is put as string 1. Okay, we have actually run this program. Enter a string 1. Machine learning is full. This full thing is string 1. Enter string 2 to be concatenated with this, and here you just notice a space is given, and this space is going to fill up the null character. Okay, so that there will be space between this string and this string, subset of AI. So the concatenated string is machine learning is subset of AI. Had we not given this particular space, this S would have amalgamated with this S. Okay, it would never look nice. Therefore while giving the input we should be a bit careful, so that the concatenated string becomes little sensible when we try to understand that. So with this we complete the tutorial 2 pertaining to string. We are going to come up once again on some complicated problems on string and some leftover functions. Okay, until then, bye. And if you are liked this tutorial, kindly subscribe to my channel.